My name is Christian Coates.
My name is Jada Bottomero.
I'm Madison Green.
My name is Elise Taylor.
My name is Kasai Campbell.
My name is Amaya Hing.
And my name is Janiyah Pearson. Let Black girls live.
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 When I hear Let Black girls live, I think of fairness. Say her name, Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was a 26-year-old aspiring nurse and EMT worker who loved helping others. She died in her home on March 13th. The police entered her home without a warrant, and her boyfriend shot his gun in self-defense. The police shot back multiple times. She was shot 6 times.
When I think of Let Black girls live, I think of equality. Say her name, Katherine Johnson. On the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, 3 narcotic police officers were under pressure to meet quotas for arrests and warrants, and in doing so, they barged into the home of 92-year-old Katherine Johnson in under 2 minutes. Frightened and terrified from a previous rape that had happened in the neighborhood a few weeks ago, Katherine grabs her revolver, fires 1 shot at the police officers, but misses. The police officers then proceed to fire 37 rounds into the home of Katherine Johnson, and the 5th one injured and killed her. The same police officers then decided to plant cocaine and marijuana into her home to make it seem as though the killing was justified.
Let Black girls live means to me equality. Say her name, Maya Hall. She passed away taking the wrong turn, which led her to a Baltimore police station. As she was looking for a way out, she encountered a Baltimore police officer. As Maya Hall did not stop looking for a way out, the Baltimore police officer steady shot at her car. That caused her to crash and pass away.
When I think of Let Black girls live, I think of peace. Say her name.
F.Y.E.R was chased by Walmart police due to allegations of her stealing medicine that she could not afford to take care of her child.
She pulled around the corner into her parking lot, and the cop that was stuck in between her door shot her in her head in front of her children.
When I hear Let Black girls live, I think of the word freedom. Say her name, Tanisha Anderson. Tanisha Anderson was once diagnosed with bipolar disorder. One night, she was disoriented and kept trying to leave the house. As the police officers started walking Tanisha to the car, she started resisting. This caused one of the police officers to slam her into the pavement and put all of his weight on her. The other police officer helped him hold her down. This caused Tanisha to die on the sidewalk due to all the pressure on her.
When I think of Let Black girls live, I think of a source of empowerment. Say her name, Pamela Turner. May 13th, 2019, Pamela Turner was killed in front of her house by Baytown, Texas police officer. The police officer already knew of Pamela's situations with schizophrenia and her diagnosis, but he still decided to use excessive force on her. During the altercation, the police officer tased Turner and then proceeded to shoot her multiple times while she was already on the ground complying to her orders.
When I hear the phrase, Let Black girls live, I think about getting justice. Say her name, Kyam Livingston. Kyam Livingston didn't receive justice after she died in a holding cell. After begging for 7 hours for help for her stomach pains, she received no attention until she had a seizure and died in a holding cell.
Breonna Taylor, I heard of her in the news. She's an African-American woman that was shot and murdered by the police. I don't know the exact details of the situation. That's all I know.
What comes to mind when you hear Let Black girls live?
The first thing that comes to mind is equality. Just African-American women being able to have the same opportunities as any other woman from any other race or any other culture.
Hi, I'm Kathy Taylor, an attorney and professor here in Waterbury at Naugatuck Valley Community College. The no-knock warrant allows law enforcement to come into a home without first announcing themselves or the purpose as to why they are there. Oftentimes, a no-knock warrant is allowed when police officers give testimony to a judge that it is an emergency circumstance, and so knocking would put the officer or other people in harm's way, or that evidence could be destroyed. Well, we can clearly see the dangers if we think about Katherine Johnson, who was in Atlanta, Georgia, who was killed by the police as the result of a no-knock warrant. If we think more recently of Breonna Taylor, who was killed in March of this year by the police serving a no-knock warrant. Part of the danger is, first of all, the police are coming into your home without announcing themselves. So a reasonable person may assume that it is not the police at all, that it is in fact an intruder. And if someone has a gun, oftentimes they will then grab their gun because they think they are responding to an intruder and not the police. When I hear the phrase, "let black girls live," I think our lives matter too. We are worthy, we have value, and we deserve to live.
How do you feel in terms of the Let Black Girls Live movement, and how do you think you can help?
Let's see. I feel like it would be good to get the girls' names out there because they're not out there like they should be. I feel like we need to have more programs such as, training in the law enforcement, proper procedures done the right way. Well, I think it's extremely heartbreaking. It's sad to hear about these girls. They did not deserve to die. I believe it starts from the top with law enforcement. They need to have the proper training. They need to have consequences just as everyone else. It shouldn't matter on the color of their skin or such as. I think that they think that we are below them and that they can talk to us any way we want. They don't want to see black women be successful.
Tanisha Anderson was one of our sisters who passed away by the hands of America's police. I think immediately, leave us alone. I think, let us be. And I think we want to live just like you.
Do you know who Pamela Turner is?
Yes.
Can you explain what happened to her?
Yes. She was an unfortunate black woman who got shot back in 2019. Don't know the specific of the dates, but I know it was in Texas, Baytown. Okay. When articles came out, apparently she reached for his stun gun, which in question he shot back, fired shot, and led to a fatality. Apparently she was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and that's it. What does it mean to me? I think the saying stands for itself in that as a black woman who faced adversity not only in misogyny, also still in racism, being one of the most oppressed group, being a woman in black, that it's hard for them to even survive or walk around dealing with rape, police brutality, racism, judgment for their hair, that they should just be able to breathe and walk this street safe.
When I hear let black girls live, it means let black girls have a chance in this world, let them be able to follow their dreams and do things that other people feel are impossible.
Black Girls Live, it simply means exactly what it says. Let black girls live. We have rights just like you do. We belong here just like you do. Regardless to what your opinion is as to we need to go back to wherever we come from, whatever the case may be, we're here. We're beautiful and we're going to be heard. And it's unfortunate that the women who've lost their life throughout these years over senseless violence because some officer or some coward chose to hide behind a badge and take their take their life for no reason, and now leaving an entire family, children, husbands, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, mourning the loss of them simply because somebody couldn't take the color of their skin, and felt the need to take the law into their hands, felt the need to decide and determine when they should live and when they should die. And I feel like if the tables was turned and we had that opportunity to come against them in that way, we wouldn't do it, because that's not who we are. And that's one thing I love about being a black woman, because at the end of the day, I stand tall regardless to who doesn't care about who doesn't like the color of my skin, who doesn't like me. It gives me more power to stand tall and say, because you don't like me, because you feel like I'm unequal to you, I'm going to prove all of you wrong, and I'm going to go out there and fight even harder for my spot in this world. And when I do, I'm not going to look back at you and say I'm going to look back at you and say, can I help you get to where I went to? It doesn't matter the color of your skin. I'm still going to love on you. I'm still going to be there for you. I'm still going to do everything that I know I'm supposed to do as a human being. Because at the end of the day, when it's time for us all to leave this earth, we only have one person we have to answer to, regardless to what your religion is, regardless to what your beliefs are. We all come in the same way, we all leave the same way, and when we believe, we all believe the same color. So the only thing different about you and I when we look at one another is the color of our skin. But if you sit out in the sun long enough, your skin will be the same color as mine. So that whole "Let Black Girls Live" to me is a beautiful statement, and it rings loud in my ears. It rings loud in our nation's ears, and they're sick of hearing it. But the more and more they get sick of hearing it, the more and more we're going to sing it loud. Let black girls live.